Kiswahili tekelezi. Functional Kiswahili. Kiswa from Kiswahili, then te from tekelezi, KISWATE. And the man, the great man that God put on my hands to do the work that I could not do, to listen my Lord, is right here. Mr. Michael Ahendera. So my life with Mr. Michael Ahendera started all the way during post-election violence. I'm working in central Kenya for over 5 years. And there comes post-election violence. And now the people that are working among them tell me, no, you are not one of them. We are all sheep, but you are God. You have to go. So my colleague, Mr. Makoha, had his hand left out, chopped off. And me, I was, through the grace of God, my wife used to work at the police headquarters. So she was able to mobilize the police and the truck. And on it, we have bungled everything there. Now, when we reached somewhere about around Ruiru, we are told the house that you left is just on fire. So we find ourselves homeless on the street. A friend of mine calls and gives me a house behind Safaricom Hotel for 1 year. And now when I go back to work, my next station, whom do you think I meet? I meet Mr. Michael Ahendera. That's where we met. He was my boss, but then he was a good boss. That's why we're in touch with him television. That was not part of my speech. Now another second point, which is not part of my speech, and Pastor Shadrach, this is for you. People have used social media to create wealth. Pastors have used social media to create multi-billion businesses. Why are we not doing it? Because we are not aware, we are capable, and we can do it. Now, while in the United States, I came up with the 2 algorithms, which is under my patent. You use them without my knowledge, I take you court and ask you for compensation. That's not saying that this brother is not now saved. No, just that's defending my work. Salvation, yeah, we are all going to heaven. But you must do something to keep you alive here on earth. If you are just going to church 24 hours, pray for God to do a miracle and you're not doing anything, I would really wish to see that day when we are going to heaven, on what kind of heaven we'll go. You must work. We need pastors who can have 2 jobs. 1 as a pastor and 2, another job as a family man. So that if all of us do not give tithe, we do not give offering, the pastor can still survive. You don't go begging. Now, Pastor Shadrach, this is the algorithm. Algorithm number 1 is called the tele-pastors, the tele-evangelist pastors algorithm of Kenya. Tele-evangelist pastors algorithm of Kenya. Now, I met people. I'm sorry I've made you to come here. I don't know whether you'll be fine. Yes. But I really wanted to stay close to professors, the highly educated, PhD holders. He tells them, guys, you have done a good job. I'm going to pay you 9 million. It is good. You'll go home happy. Then 6 million, the television people for that airtime. Because these are long-term customers. Total expenses, 15 million. Out of 100, you remove the expenses, 15 million, 85 million. Mr. Hendera, I'm one of the best data scientists in the world, but I don't earn 85 million in 1 hour. So when you see those pastors driving those sleek cars, they're not stealing. This is the algorithm. Pastor Shadrach, I've knocked this out for you for free. You are not paying me anything. What you do with that information is up to you. The tele-evangelist algorithm of pastors algorithm of Kenya. When I find you using it, I will not penalize, I'll take you to court because I've given you and it's recorded. Okay, that's one algorithm that has led to my innovation. I thank the televangelists of pastors of Kenya for doing that kind of job. There used to be one called Kanyari. Panga mbegu. enjoy like me? Yes, please follow her on YouTube, right? She's an amazing, upcoming artist, gospel artist. I want, huh? You want to say?
Praise God. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Mimi upande wangu nashukuru sana. Huyu ni anko yangu. Nimemjua katika matanga ya shosho yangu bila alikufa. Wakati alikuwa mwema sana kwa matanga ya shosho yangu. Baba yake ndiye wanafuatana na shosho. Bwana akubariki.
Thank you. Then there was also another one here. Just sit down. You know, you can't be biased. Where I live, they're very strict. If you talk about paternal, then there should also be maternal. There was a maternal here, but it looks like she has left. So I'm not going to introduce her. And from paternal, we call ourselves Jokamadian. From maternal, we call ourselves Joka Nyamayoga. That's the name of my maternal grandfather. So they are not represented here.